Oh,
Hey, Alex, it's Casper from Silver Tiger Media. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Excellent, mate. It's tremendous to speak with you. Thank you very much for your time today.
Yeah, no worries. Thank you.
Firstly, congratulations on Ashes to Ashes. It was a big step forward from My Damnation, and the charts reflected that. Was the album long in the works?
I just lost you for a second. Sorry about that.
That's all right, mate. No worries. Congratulations on the album, Ashes to Ashes.
Oh, thank you.
A pleasure. It was a big step forward from My Damnation, and the charts reflected that. Was the album long in the process, in the works?
It took us 3 years from My Damnation to put out a record, but we weren't necessarily writing the whole time. We were kind of in like a funk, and we finally got our shit together, I guess, and got Ashes going. Took us about a year in the process.
Right. And obviously you got your shit together in a big way.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. We tried.
Indeed. Can you tell us a little about the storyline to Ashes?
It's kind of, at least lyrically, I wanted to write about real life instances, like either something that I've gone through, or seeing a friend or family member gone through, and really just make it as real as possible so the listeners could take a song and latch onto it and think, hey, I've been through this before, and kind of use it to their benefit.
Indeed. And the fantastic cover art, what was the concept there?
The what?
The cover art?
I'm sorry, I can't hear you. That's
all right, mate. We've got a bad line, I think. The brilliant cover art that you've selected, what was the concept there?
Oh, the cover. The cover art was actually done by my tattoo artist. We were talking about ideas before the album was even done, and he could start drawing it up. And when I told him it was called Ashes to Ashes, he was stoked because he kind of already drew the ashes, the face floating away. But it's just supposed to represent yourself and how you see yourself. Like some part of you tends to drift away or turn into ash. The more you let yourself dive down and down. You know what I mean? So it's kind of supposed to reflect a more of a positive message, I suppose.
Indeed, and it does so very well. Now, you're the sole founding member of Chelsea Grin, and it's a killer name, but why the name change?
When I was really young, we called ourselves something else, and I don't even really consider that Chelsea Grin. We started writing better music and not being so local, I guess. So we decided to change the name, and it was a long thought process, but we just landed on Chelsea Grin, and we thought it was an awesome name. Being a huge Batman fan, it's definitely pretty cool too, because that was around the time that new Batman was coming out, and the Joker was the main villain, so it's kind of cool.
Right. A brilliant concept indeed. Look, we're thrilled that you're coming out to Australia to see us, starting on August 13th in Perth.
Yeah, no, we're all really stoked. It'll be our third time here, our third time there, but first time headliner. So we're excited to play a longer set and see how it goes.
It'll be brilliant. Have you been back since the Brothers in Arms tour of 2013?
Nope, this will be our first time back since then.
Brilliant. We can't wait to see you. How was the reception in Australia for you back then?
It was good. We were on tour with the Amity Affliction, so of course the shows were huge, but the crowd seemed really receptive and really into it, so I'm hoping our headliner turns out to be a good one.
I'm sure it will be. Is Stephen travelling with you on this tour?
Stephen?
Yes.
Yes, he will be. He'll be there playing guitar.
Wonderful. It must be such a nightmare travelling as a full 7-piece act.
We don't travel as a 7-piece. One of our guitar players, Dan, he doesn't tour with us anymore. And Stephen was more so like a fill-in, but now he's become more of just a permanent member. So we definitely don't tour as a 7-piece. That'd be crazy.
No worries, it would have been crazy. Now, was it difficult to get established in Utah, particularly in SLC?
Yeah, it's definitely a little bit different to be a band like this coming out from an area, but at the time, we were all just young, and we built up a pretty cool metal scene here in Salt Lake, and we were able to use that to our advantage. And when we were really young, we'd book our own tours just to do like a 4-day run, just leave the state and go out to play a couple states like on a weekend or like on a spring break while we were in high school. And doing that, so got our name out there. Finally got us noticed.
And noticed in a big way. Over the years, you've altered your sound, particularly later in your career, going to clean vocals as well as dirty vocals. Is genre something you avoid, or is it something more genre be fucked, just play great music?
I find that as you get older, you obviously get better at your instrument and what you do, and as well as you kind of want to try to push yourself as far as you could go. Like on every record, we always try to do something that we haven't done, just to push ourselves and see how like far we've come and like try something new. Like as a musician, it's pretty boring to try to do the same thing over and over again.
Sure, absolutely. And look, I'm really intrigued to know, Alex, some of your personal musical influences.
Oh man, that's a hard one. I've never been able to really say what my favorite band was, but musically, I listen to a lot of hip hop, a little bit of metal every now and then, and a little bit of everything really. But I'm kind of just a musical guy.
Fantastic. I thought it was going to be fairly diverse. Now, the Playing with Fire video looked like so much fun to make, and the result is fantastic. Was it great to film?
Yeah, it was fun. We actually got to do it in this huge, used to be a big factory here in Salt Lake that they turned into a crazy haunted house. So we get to do it in like the basement of that and made it all crazy looking. So it was really fun.
Oh, brilliant. And I have to ask, how the hell do you keep your voice functioning at such extreme levels, particularly when you're touring as much as you have been?
I've been working on it for many years now, and I feel like I've just barely figured it out. But just following the technique, and when you're screaming, you shouldn't actually legitimately like be screaming at the top of your lungs. You know what I mean? It's like a technique. So I think I've finally gotten it down because I haven't blown out my voice in a while. So a couple of years ago, if I would have played an hour-long set, I probably would have been done for. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's coming along beautifully. You've toured all over the world and more than once. Is there a particular region of the world that stands out as being one that really appreciates your music more than others?
I don't know. It's kind of a hard question. Everywhere has a bit of a different scene, but I'm just grateful to be able to have fans anywhere really, and be able to get out there and play different countries that I probably never would have seen in my lifetime before for the band. You know what I mean? So it's really cool.
Oh, magnificent. And of course, they're already queuing up to see you here in Australia. We can't wait. With all that touring experience, do you have a favourite live gig, one that really stands out for you personally?
I think back last year's Warped Tour, there was a show, I believe we were in Louisville, Kentucky, but our set started and there was an immediate dust tornado kicked up, and it was just shoes flying everywhere and all this stuff. So it's really cool. Right as their instrument started, it was already crazy. So that was fun to see.
That'd be great to watch. You brought hell to earth, literally.
Yeah, seriously.
So what can we expect from your upcoming tour? Lots of ashes, or a mix of your work, or complete surprise?
I mean, I'm going to keep it a little bit of a surprise, but I will say that we're playing a little bit off every record, so there'll be old songs and new.
Oh, fantastic stuff. Well, look, it's been a pleasure to speak with you, Alex. I apologise for the poor line that we've got. And we look forward to the opportunity to see you perform live in August.
Yeah, absolutely. And I appreciate the interview, too. Thank you.
Pleasure indeed. Thanks very much for your time today, Alex.
Yeah, thank you.
Take care, brother.
Take it easy.
Bye.
To make another call, press #